Good morning. This is Pastor Jeff. This is our daily lectionary readings for Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Once again, we're reflecting back on what happened at church on Sunday. Our psalm reading is Psalm 28. Our Old Testament reading continues in Judges, but we jump up to Judges 16, 1 through 22, and then Philippians chapter 1, verses 15 through 21 is our New Testament reading. And we will be reading it out of the NRSV, the updated version. Psalm 28. Prayer for help and thanksgiving for it. To you, Lord, I call. My rock, do not refuse to hear me. For if you are silent to me, I shall be like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my supplication as I cry for help, as I lift my hands toward your most holy sanctuary. Do not drag me away with the wicked, with those who are workers of evil, who speak peace with their neighbors while mischief is in their hearts. Repay them according to their work and according to the evil of their deeds. Repay them according to the work of their hands. Render them their due reward. Because I do not regard the works of the Lord or the works of its hands, he will break them down and build them up no more. Blessed be the Lord, for he has heard the sound of my pleadings. The Lord is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusts. So I am helped, and my heart exalts, and with my song I give thanks to him. The Lord is my strength of his people. He is the saving refuge of his anointed. O save your people and bless your heritage. Be the shepherd and carry them forever. Our Old Testament reading comes from the book of Judges 16, 1 through 22. Once Samson went to Gaza, where he saw a prostitute and went in to her. The Gazites were told, Samson has come here. So they circled around and lay in wait for him all night at the city gate. They kept quiet all night, thinking, let us wait until the light of the morning, then we will kill him. But Samson lay only until midnight. Then at midnight he rose up, took hold of the doors of the city gate and the two posts, pulled them up, bar and all, put them on his shoulders, and carried them to the top of the hill in front of Hebron. After this he fell in love with a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. The lords of the Philistines came to her and said, coax him, and find out what makes his strength so great, and how we can overpower him, so that we may bind him in order to subdue him, and we will give you 1,100 pieces of silver. So Delilah said to Samson, please tell me what makes your strength so great, and how you could be bound so that no one could subdue you. Samson said to her, if they bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings that are not dried out, then I shall become weak and be like anyone else. Then the lords of the Philistines brought her 7 fresh bowstrings that had not dried out, and she bound him with them. While men were lying in the wait in the inner chamber, she said to him, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. But he snapped the bowstrings. At a strand of fiber snaps when it touches the fire. So the secret of his strength was not known. Then Delilah said to Samson, you have mocked me and told me lies. Please tell me how you could be bound. And he said to them, if they bind me with new ropes that have never been used, then I shall become weak and be like anyone else. So Delilah took new ropes and bound him with them and said to him, the Philistines are upon us, Samson. The men lying in the wait were in the inner chamber, but he snapped the ropes off of his arms like a thread. Then Delilah said to Samson, "Until now you have mocked me and told me lies. Tell me how you could be bound." He said to her, "If you weave the 7 locks of my head with the web and make it tight with the pin, then I shall become weak and be like anyone else." So while he slept, Delilah took the 7 locks of his head, wove them into the web, and made them tight with the pin. Then she said to him, "The Philistines are upon you, Samson." But he awoke from his sleep, pulled away the pin and the loom and the web. Then she said to him, "How can you say I love you when your heart is not with me? You have mocked me 3 times now, and have not told me what your great strength is." Finally, after she had nagged him with her words day after day and pestered him, he was tired to death. So he told him his whole secret, and said to her, "A razor has never come to my head, for I have been a Nazarite to God from my mother's womb. If my head were shaved, then my strength would leave me. I would become weak and be like anyone else." When Delilah realized that he had told her his whole secret, she sent and called the lords of the Philistines, saying, "This time come up, for he has told me the whole secret to me." Then the lords of the Philistines came up to her and brought the money in their hands. She let him fall asleep on her lap, and she called a man and had him shave off the 7 locks of his head. He began to weaken, and his strength left him. Then she said, "The Philistines are upon you, Samson." And when he awoke from his sleep, he thought, "I will go out as the other times and shake myself free." But he did not know that the Lord had left him. So the Philistines seized him and gouged out his eyes. They brought him down to Gaza and bound him with bronze shackles, and he grounded at the mill in the prison. But the hair of his head began to grow again after it had been shaven. Our New Testament reading comes from the book of Philippians, chapter 1, verses 15 through 21. Some proclaim Christ from envy and rivalry, but others from goodwill. These proclaim Christ out of love, knowing that I have been put here for the defense of the gospel. The others proclaim Christ out of selfish ambition, not sincerely, but intending to increase my suffering in my imprisonment. What does it matter? Just this, that Christ is proclaimed in every way, whether out of false motives or true, and in that I rejoice. Yes, and I will rejoice, for I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, this will turn out to be my salvation. It is my eager expectation and hope that I will not be put to shame in any way, but that my speaking with all boldness Christ will be exalted, now as always in my body, whether by life or by death. For to me, living is Christ, and dying is gain. And here ends our readings for the day.